Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to discuss about linear arrangements. In case of linear arrangements, we are supposed to arrange a group of people in a row. And to solve questions based on linear arrangements, we need to be clear with 2 points. The first one is the direction sense, that is, the left and right of a person when he is sitting in a row. And the second point is how to understand the given statement. Let's first look at the direction sense in case of linear arrangements. Linear arrangements can be generally classified into 2 types. The first one is the persons facing north and the second one is persons facing south. So we need to understand what will be the left or right of a person when he is facing north and what will be the left or right when he is facing south. Let us first look at the group of persons facing north. Let us assume these are 5 persons sitting in a row where all of them are facing north. Now if we try to take the position of one of these persons who is facing north, we can understand that left of this person will be towards our left on the paper and the right of this person will be towards our right on paper. So remember, whenever a person is facing north, left of that person should be taken towards our left on paper and the right of the person should be taken towards our right on the paper. But what happens when a person is facing south? Let us assume this is again a group of 5 persons who are facing south. When a person is facing south direction, it is clear that he is in the downward direction on paper. And in such a case, if we try to take up the position of one of these persons who is facing south, we can understand that left of this person will be towards our right on the paper and right of this person will be towards the left on the paper. So very clearly, when a person is facing south, the right of that person should be taken towards our left on paper and left of this person should be taken towards our right on paper. So that is the difference between a person facing north and a person facing south. Simply remember that when a person faces north, left of that person is our left and right of that person is our right. But in case if a person faces south, left and right gets interchanged. That is, the person's left will be our right on paper and the person's right will be our left on paper. So we can now fill this table to remember this easily. When a person faces north, left of the person will be towards our left and right of the person will be towards our right. But when a person faces south, left of the person facing south should be towards our right and right of the person who is facing south should be towards our left. So if we can simply remember this table, it will be easy for us to take the left and right of a person when he is sitting in a row facing north or south. The second important point that we need to understand here is the types of statements which are given in case of linear arrangements. As we have already discussed in case of circular arrangements, there are 2 types of statements. The type 1 is P is third to the right of Q and fourth to the left of R. And the second type of statement is P is third to the right of Q, who is fourth to the left of R. So as you can see here, the major and the only difference in these 2 types of statements is the word and in the first statement and who in the second type of statement. Now how to differentiate these 2 statements? If you take the first statement, that is P is third to the right of Q and fourth to the left of R, it can be divided into 2 parts. The first part is P is third to the right of Q. So we can arrange P third to the right of Q depending on whether they are facing north or south. And the second part of the statement is fourth to the left of R. Now the question here is, who is fourth to the left of R? Is it P or Q? As we have already discussed in case of circular arrangements, whenever the word and is used, we always refer to the first person. So we can say that P is fourth to the left of R. So the second part of the statement here is P is fourth to the left of R. Similarly, instead of and, sometimes the word but is used. That is, P is third to the right of Q but fourth to the left of R. And in some cases the word while is used. That is, P is third to the right of Q while fourth to the left of R. In all these 3 cases, we always refer to the first person. So the first part of the statement can be taken as P is third to the right of Q and the second part will be P is fourth to the left of R. Now the second type of statement here is P is third to the right of Q, who is fourth to the left of R. Now again, even the second statement can be divided into 2 parts. The first part here is P is third to the right of Q. So P can be arranged third to the right of Q depending on whether they are facing north or south. Now the second part here is fourth to the left of R. Now as the word who is used, and we have discussed already in case of circular arrangements, whenever the word who is used, the second person, that is Q, is referred. So we can say that the second part here is Q is fourth to the left of R. So simply understand that whenever the word who is used, we always refer to the immediate preceding person. So the second part here will be Q is fourth to the left of R. So Q can be arranged fourth to the left of R depending on whether they are facing north or south. So these are the two types of statements which we get in case of linear arrangements. So depending on whether the conjunction and or but or while is used, you just take the first person as a reference, and when the word who is used, you take second person as a reference. Let us now understand the major difference between a circular arrangement and a linear arrangement. As we have discussed, in case of a circular arrangement, we can start from any position on the circle. Let's assume we have to arrange 8 persons around the circle. So the 8 positions can be fixed in this manner, and the first person can be placed anywhere on the circle, because a circle has got no definite starting point or ending point. But as you can see, in case of a linear arrangement, we have a definite starting point and an ending point. For example, this position is the first position and this is the second position, and similarly this is the 8th position. So as we have a definite starting and an ending point, we can place a person on the row only when we know his position from either the left end or the right end. So remember that whenever we do a linear arrangement, we should know the position of a person from either of the ends, only then we can place him on the row. But in case of a circular arrangement, the person can be placed on any of the positions as there is no definite starting point or ending point. So the one point which we need to remember in case of linear arrangements is that we can place a person only when we know his position from either of the ends. Let us now take an example of a simple linear arrangement. The question here is 5 topics A, B, C, D, E are to be discussed, one topic on each day from Monday to Saturday. So here we are supposed to arrange these 5 topics, that is A, B, C, D and E, from Monday to Saturday. Topic A will be discussed before E and topic B will be discussed before D. The next point is topics B and D will not be discussed on the first day. That is, topics B and D will not be discussed on Monday, which is the first day. The next point is there will be one rest day denoted by F. So as we can see here, we have got 5 topics plus one rest day. So that can be taken as 6 topics overall and 6 days from Monday to Saturday. The 5th point is there will be a gap of 2 days between the days on which topics D and B will be discussed. So there should be a gap of 2 days between topic B and topic D. And the last point is topic C will be discussed immediately before the rest day. The rest day will not be second or the 4th day. So rest day cannot be second day, that is Tuesday, or 4th day, that is Thursday. So from these 6 points, we need to make out the correct order of these 5 topics from Monday to Saturday. So let us see how to do the complete arrangement. As we know, there are 6 days from Monday to Saturday. So let us first list down all the 6 days. That is, the first day will be Monday, followed by Tuesday, then Wednesday, next comes Thursday, Friday, and the 6th day is going to be Saturday. And there are 5 topics A, B, C, D and E. The next point here is topic A will be discussed before E and topic B will be discussed before D. So the only information which we can make out from the second point here is A should come before E and B should come before D. But exactly where they will come is not given to us. So we cannot place them on any of the days. But let us just make a note of that point, saying that A should come before E and the second point is B should come before D. So there can be a gap of 2 days, 1 day, 3 days or 4 days between A and E. The only thing is A has to come before E. Similarly, B has to come before D. The gap between B and D has not been specified. So again, there can be no topic between B and D, or there can be 1 or 2 or 3 topics between B and D. Now let us take the next point, that is topics B and D will not be discussed on the first day, that is nothing but Monday. So let us simply indicate that B and D cannot come on the first day. So we are taking that with a cross mark, that means B and D cannot occupy Monday. But again we have no idea where exactly B and D has to come. So let us simply move to the next point. The fourth point is there will be one rest day denoted by F. So now we can understand that there are going to be total 6 topics, that is A to F, where F is nothing but a rest day. The next point is there will be a gap of 2 days between the days on which topics D and B will be discussed. So we know that there should be gap of 2 days between B and D, right? So we can say that it can either be B with 2 days gap followed by D, or the second possibility is D with 2 days gap followed by B. So this is what we can make out from point number 5. But as we already know that B should come before D, the second case is ruled out, because it is very clearly mentioned in point number 2 that topic B will be discussed before D. So now it is sure that B should come before D and there should be a gap of 2 days. And the last point here is topic C will be discussed immediately before the rest day. So topic C should come immediately before F, that is nothing but the rest day. So from this point we can say that C has to come immediately before F. There is not going to be any gap between C and F. And also it says the rest day will not be second or the fourth day. So rest day cannot be second day, that is Tuesday, and it cannot be the fourth day, that is Thursday. So this is the information which we have obtained from the given statements. Now let us try to use this information and complete the arrangement. Let us start with this point, that is there should be a gap of 2 days between B and D. As we know that B cannot come on the first day, we cannot have B here. But B can occupy Tuesday. So if B comes on Tuesday, there should be a gap of 2 days, that is Wednesday and Thursday, followed by D. The other possibility is B can come on Wednesday. So if B comes on Wednesday, there should be a gap of 2 days and then D comes on Saturday. And there is no other possibility for the arrangement of topic B, because if topic B is taken on any other day, let us take B on Thursday, and we know that there should be a gap of 2 days and then topic D has to come, which is making topic D out of the week. So we can say that the only possible arrangements are B on Tuesday with D on Friday, or B on Wednesday with D on Saturday. So this point has been used, and we have also used this point, that is topic B has to come before topic D. Now let us try to use this point, that is topics C and F should come together. That means there should be 2 consecutive days available for these 2 topics. So let us try to see in which of these 2 cases topics C and F can be adjusted. Now we cannot adjust topic C and F on the first day, Monday, as we need 2 consecutive days. If we try to put topics C and F in this position, the problem is if C comes here, F has to come here. But F cannot come on Thursday. So this is not a valid case. And similarly, we cannot put topic C and F after D, as there is only 1 day left out after topic D is discussed. So it clearly shows that C and F cannot occupy any position in the first case. So we can say that the first case is the wrong assumption. So let us now try to fit C and F in the second case, that is B on Wednesday and D on Saturday. As we can see here, there are 2 possibilities for topics C and F. Either they can come on the first 2 days, or they can come in between B and D. But if we try to put C and F on the first 2 days, F will come on Tuesday, which is not allowed. So we know that C and F cannot be adjusted on the first 2 days. But if we try to put C and F in between B and D, we don't face any problem, as C can come on Thursday and F can come on Friday. So very clearly C and F have to occupy the Thursday and Friday as their consecutive positions. So we now say that the arrangement so far is topic B on Wednesday followed by C on Thursday, so topic F or rest day on Friday and D on Saturday. Now the only left out topics are topics A and E, and the 2 possible days available are Monday and Tuesday. Very clearly we know that topic A should be discussed before topic E. So the only possibility is A should come on Monday and E should come on Tuesday. We cannot interchange A and E. So the correct arrangement now is A on Monday followed by E on Tuesday, B on Wednesday, C on Thursday, F on Friday, and D should be on Saturday. So this is the correct arrangement of the given 5 topics with the rest day. So as you have seen here, we can do these kind of simple arrangements simply by following the given points in a step-by-step manner. First we need to extract the information from the given points and then try to adjust them on the given arrangement. Let us now take the questions asked on this linear arrangement. So these are the 5 questions asked based on the arrangement that we have just discussed. And since we know that this is going to be the correct arrangement, let us use this in answering the given questions. So as we can see, the first question is, what is the correct sequence of the topics including the rest day? We know that the correct sequence is A, E, B, C, F, D. So the answer for question number 1 should be A followed by E, B, C, F, D. So whichever option has got that as a sequence should be marked as the answer. The second question is, which of the following is a correct statement? Now the first option here is topic A will be discussed on Tuesday. We know that topic A has been discussed on Monday. So we can say that option number 1 is wrong. The second option is discussion of topic C will be immediately preceded by discussion of B. So the statement says that C will be preceded by B. That means B should come immediately before C. And from the correct sequence we can observe that B comes immediately before C. So very clearly option number 2 seems to be correct. So we can say that option 2 is the correct answer. And once we have got option 2 as the answer, we need not waste our time in verifying the remaining options. The next question is, on which day will topic C be discussed? So from the arrangement we can say that topic C has been discussed on Thursday. So answer for question number 3 should be Thursday. The fourth question here is, how many days gap will be there between the days on which topic E and B will be discussed? So we need to find out the gap between the days on which topics E and B have been discussed. From the arrangement we can say that there is no gap between topics E and B discussion. So we can say that the answer for question 4 should be option 1, that is nil. There is no gap between the days on which E and B have been discussed. And the last question is, with reference to topic A, the discussion on topic E will take place on which of the given options? So we can see that with reference to A, topic E has been discussed immediately on the next day. So from the options, the correct answer is option 1, that is immediately on the next day. So option 1 should be taken as the correct answer. So these are the answers for the given arrangement. As you have seen, answering these 5 questions hardly takes 10 to 15 seconds. The only thing which we need to do is complete the arrangement in a proper order. So friends, remember that simple linear arrangements are easy to solve. We just need to read the statements given in a step-by-step procedure and try to adjust the extracted information in the given arrangement. Let us now take an example based on complex linear arrangement. In case of complex linear arrangements, we not only have to arrange the given persons in a row, but also we have to assign one particular thing associated with each one of them in the correct order. Let us look at the question given. The question here is P, Q, R, S, T, V and W, that is there are a total of 7 persons, as we can see, are sitting in a straight line facing north. So there are 7 persons P, Q, R, S, T, V, W who are sitting in a straight line facing north. As we have already discussed, when the persons are facing north, the left of the person should be towards our left and the right of the person should be towards our right on the paper. Each one of them lives on a different floor in the same building, which is numbered from 1 to 7. So each of these persons stay in the same building but on a different floor, from floor number 1 to floor number 7. So we have got 7 persons and 7 floors numbered 1 to 7. So we need to arrange these 7 persons in the row and also assign the correct floor to each of these persons. So as we can see, we have got 7 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So 7 persons have to be arranged with the correct floor arrangement. Let us now read the statements one by one and try to find out the possible arrangement. The first statement here is Q sits 4th to the left of the person living on 6th floor. As we know that when persons are facing north, left of the person should be towards our left. We can say that if the 6th floor person is in this position, Q should be towards left of this person, which is nothing but our left. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 places away will be Q. So this justifies the first statement, that is Q is 4th to the left of the person on 6th floor. So as we can see, Q is 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th position towards the left of person living on 6th floor. But we cannot put Q and 6 on the proper arrangement because, as I've already told you, we should know the position of either Q or the person living on 6th floor from one of the ends. As it is not given to us, let us just keep this as a point which has to be justified in the arrangement. The next point here is either Q or the person living on 6th floor sits at the extreme ends of the line. So either Q should sit on the extreme end of the line or the person on 6th floor has to sit on extreme end of the line. So from this point we can say that there are two possible arrangements. The first one is if Q sits on this extreme end, that is the first position, then 6th floor person should come 1, 2, 3 and 4 places away in this position. So this is the first possible case. Or the second case can be 6th floor person on the extreme end. So if 6th floor person sits here, Q should come 3 places away. So 1, 2 and 3 places away we can have Q in this position. Let us now move to the next point. The second point here is only one person sits between Q and W, and the W lives on 3rd floor. So very clearly it is given that W lives on 3rd floor and there is only one person between Q and W. So let us try to adjust this point in either the first case or the second case. So we know that there should be a gap of one place between Q and W. So if we take the first case, the only possibility is W should come on this side of Q. As Q has already taken the extreme end, W cannot go on the other side. So leaving a gap of one person, we can say that W sits in this place and he lives on 3rd floor. Now coming to the second case, there are two possible cases to place W. Either W can be on the left of Q or he can be on the right of Q with a gap of one person. That means there is now a third case possible. One case with W on the left of Q and the other case with W on the right of Q. So the first case can be with a gap of one person, W stays on 3rd floor, or the third case can be taken as Q in the correct position, gap of one person and W on the 3rd floor, that is towards the right of Q, and 6th floor person should be on the extreme end. So from the second case, now we have got one more case, that is one is W on the left of Q and the second one is W on the right of Q. So far we have got three possible cases which satisfies all the given statements that we have read so far. The next point is the person living on 1st floor sits 3rd to the right of S, and S is not an immediate neighbor of W. So we know that the person who lives on 1st floor should be 3rd to the right of S. And right of S should be nothing but towards our right as the persons are facing north. So assuming that S takes this position, we can say that the person on 1st floor should be towards our right, that is right of S. So 1, 2 and 3rd position should be occupied by the person on 1st floor. And we also know that S is not an immediate neighbor of W. So keeping these 2 points in mind, let us try to fit this particular set in these three cases. Now we know that S is not an immediate neighbor of W. So if we take the first case, S cannot come in this position as it is the immediate next position of W. Similarly, S cannot come after W as S is not an immediate neighbor of W. The possibility is that S can be in this position. But if S takes this particular position, we know that the person living on 1st floor should come after 2 places from S. So if S takes this position, we should leave 2 places and then the person on 1st floor should be coming here, which makes the 1st floor person out of the arrangement. Similarly, if we take this place as S, the person on 1st floor should be further away from the arrangement. So very clearly S cannot be adjusted in any of the positions in the first case. So since S cannot be adjusted anywhere in the first case, we can say that this is a wrong possibility. So let us now try to fit this one in the second case. We very clearly know that S cannot be an immediate neighbor of W. So S cannot come in this position. Similarly, the third position is occupied by Q. So S cannot be coming here. Now the possible position for S is this one. So if S comes here, assuming that S takes this place, we know that there should be a gap of 2 persons followed by 1. So we have to leave 2 positions and then the person on first floor should come here. But as this position is already occupied by the 6th floor person, one cannot occupy this place. That possibility is ruled out. Again, if we take S in the next position, there should be a gap of 2 persons and then the first floor person has to come, which makes him out of the arrangement. So S cannot come in this place. And if we move further to the next position, the person on first floor moves out of the arrangement again. So very clearly, S cannot be taken in any of the positions on the second arrangement. So even the second arrangement fails to satisfy this condition. So this condition has to satisfy somehow the third possibility. So let us now try to fit this particular set in the third case. We know that S cannot be an immediate neighbor of W, and as W has taken this position, we can say that S cannot come in this position as well as in this position. But the possible positions for S are the positions before Q. So let us try to fit S in any of these 2 positions. Let's say S takes this particular position, that is the first position. We know that there should be a gap of 2 persons followed by 1. So if we leave a gap of 2 positions, 1 should come on this position, which is possible. So we can take 1 in this space. The next possibility for S can be the second position. If we take S in this position, there should be a gap of 2 positions and then the person on first floor should come here, which is not possible as it is already occupied by W. So we can say that S cannot take the second place. The third place is already occupied by Q. This place cannot be occupied by S as it is the immediate neighbor of W. And similarly, the next position is occupied by W, and after that again S cannot come as it becomes the immediate neighbor of W. If we try to take S in this place, the person living on first floor goes out of the arrangement. So even S cannot come in the last position. So the only possibility for S here is the first position. So we can now fix the position of S as the first position. And then 1 will be coming in this position as there should be a gap of 2 persons between S and the person living on first floor. So this is now the possible arrangement and we have no other case so far. The next statement is only one person lies between T and the person who lives on second floor. That means there should be a gap of 1 person between T and the person living on second floor. So these 2 persons can be arranged as shown here. If T takes this position, there should be a gap of 1 person and then the person living on second floor can come on the right of T. And there is one more possibility, that is T can be in this position with a gap and second floor person towards the left of T. So these are the 2 possible cases which have to be justified in this arrangement. So let us try to fit these ones in the third arrangement. Now the first position is already occupied by S, so T cannot come there. If we try to adjust T on the second position, the person living on second floor can either be on the left of T or on the right of T. As we can see, there should be a gap of 1 person and then second floor has to come, which is not possible. So second floor cannot come on the left of T. And if we try to put second floor towards the right of T, so T takes this position with a gap and then it should be occupied by second floor. But as this position has already been taken by the person living on first floor, it cannot be occupied by the second floor person. So very clearly, if we try to put T in the second position, the second floor person cannot be either on the left or on the right. Therefore, T cannot take the second place, as none of these conditions can be adjusted in this arrangement. So T cannot come on second position. The third position is already occupied by Q, so T cannot occupy that place. Let us try to put T on the fourth position here. If T comes here, the person living on second floor can either be on the left of T or on the right of T. So as we can see here, if we try to keep T in this position, the second floor person can come in this place with a gap of 1 person or on this side with a gap of 1 person. Both are possible. So T can come here with second floor on this side or on the other side. So this is a possible arrangement. If we go to the next place, the position is already occupied by W, so T cannot come. And if we try to put T in this position, the person living on second floor should either come on this side, which is not possible as it is already occupied by first floor person, or he should come on the other side, which is again not possible as we are taking him out of the arrangement. So T cannot fit in this position. And if we try to fit T on the last position, that is which is already occupied by 6th floor person, the person on 2nd floor should come on the left, which is not possible as it is already occupied by W, or he should come on the right, which again is not possible as it makes him out of the arrangement. So the only possible position for T here is this one, which is occupied by the 1st floor person. So let us fix T in this place. But then the 2nd floor person can come in both the positions, which is not fixed yet. So let us take the 2nd floor person either on this side or on this side. So to find out the exact position of the person who lives on 2nd floor, we need to just go through the remaining statements. So let us keep it as it is and now move to the next statement. The next statement here is P and R are immediate neighbors of each other. And if we see, P does not live on 6th floor. So very clearly, P and R are immediate neighbors of each other. So they should come together. So either this is the possible case or this is possible case. As in both the cases we see P and R are immediate neighbors of each other. And P should not come on 6th floor. Let us now try to fit the positions of P and R on the arrangement. As we know, P and R are immediate neighbors, we should have two consecutive vacant positions for them. So if we try to see, the 2nd position cannot be taken by P or R as there is only one place left out. The 3rd, 4th and 5th positions are already occupied, but the 6th and the 7th positions are vacant. The 7th position is occupied only by the person living on 6th floor, which can be P or R. So that means P and R can come in the last two positions. But the possible cases are either it is PR or RP, as we can see here. But we know that P does not live on 6th floor. If we take this as the correct case, P is coming on 6th floor. So very clearly this gets ruled out. And the only possibility is P should be taking this position and R will be the person who stays on 6th floor. So that is how we can adjust P and R on the arrangement. So as you can see here, the first position is occupied by S, the floor is not yet decided. The 2nd position is still lying vacant. 3rd position is occupied by Q with the floor still undecided. 4th position is fixed, T who lives on 1st floor. 5th position is fixed, W on 3rd floor. The 6th position will be occupied by P and the last position will be occupied by R who lives on 6th floor. Now to fill the remaining gaps, we just need to go to the next step. The next point here is one who lives on 5th floor sits 3rd to the right of the one who lives on 7th floor. So the person who lives on 5th floor should be 3rd to the right of the person who lives on 7th floor. So let us try to understand the given statement. As we know that 5th floor should be 3rd to the right of 7th floor, if this position is occupied by 7th floor, right of 7th floor, that means towards our right and 3 places away should be the 5th floor person. So this is the correct arrangement of 7th floor and 5th floor. As you can see, the person on 5th floor is 3rd to the right of the person on 7th floor. So let us now try to adjust this point in the arrangement that we have got. If we try to keep 7th floor in this position, we can have a gap of 2 places and then this should be occupied by 5th floor, which is not possible as it is already occupied by the 1st floor person. So very clearly 7th floor cannot come on the first place. If we try to keep 7th floor on the 2nd position, there should be a gap of 2 places and then next will be occupied by 5th floor, which again is not possible as it is already occupied by the 3rd floor person. So 7th floor cannot come here. If we try to keep the 7th floor for Q, we can have a gap of 2 persons and then it can be occupied by the 5th floor. So this is a possible arrangement, that is 7th floor will be for Q and 5th floor will be for P. But we also need to verify the remaining cases. 7th floor cannot come here as it is already occupied by 1 and similarly it cannot come here as it is already occupied by 3. If we try to keep 7th floor in this position, there should be a gap of 2 persons and then 5th floor person has to come, which is throwing him out of the arrangement. So again 7th floor cannot come here and the last position is already occupied by 6th floor. So very clearly the only possible position for the 7th floor person is the position which is already occupied by Q. So if we try to put 7th floor for Q, we should have a gap of 2 places and then the 5th floor comes here. So this is how we have adjusted 7th floor and 5th floor in the arrangement. Now if you can see here, already 6 persons have been arranged, that is S, Q, T, W, P and R. There is only one position lying vacant which has to be occupied by the left out person, which is nothing but V. As we can see, the only left out person here is V. So very clearly the second place should be occupied by V. And now we need to fill the gap for the floors there. As already discussed, there were two possible positions for second floor. Either it takes this position or this position. But this place has been fixed by fifth floor. So 2 cannot come here, and if it cannot come here, it has to come in place of V. So now the second floor also has been fixed. And if you observe now, first floor, second floor, third floor, fifth, sixth and seventh have been fixed. And the only left out floor is floor number 4, which has to go for the person S. So this completes the arrangement. That is, the first position is occupied by S, who lives on fourth floor, second with V on second floor, third with Q on 7th floor, fourth with T on first floor, fifth with W on third floor, sixth with P on fifth floor, and the last one with R on 6th floor. So this is the correct arrangement of the given statements. So as you can see here, we only need to extract the information from the given statements as we have done here, and then try to fit this in the arrangement. Remember, there can be 2 or 3 possible cases. We just need to check with each one of them, and the case which satisfies all the given conditions will be the correct arrangement. This can take quite some time, that is 4 to 5 minutes, but then as there is no other method, we have to go for the step-by-step procedure. Remember, as I've already mentioned, even in case of complex circular arrangements, whenever these kind of complex questions are asked, it is always suggested that we attempt this at the end of the paper. That is, first go for the remaining questions and only then you try to solve this one. Why? Because this can sometimes become very complicated and we may not get the correct answer even after spending 4 to 5 minutes. So never take a risk while solving complex arrangements, and always attempt this only when you are done with the remaining part of the paper. Let us now look at some of the typical questions which have been asked based on this arrangement. The first question here is, how many floors are there between the floors on which V and P live? So we need to find out the number of floors between the floors on which V and P live. As we can see, this is the correct arrangement, and V lives on 2nd floor, whereas P lives on 5th floor. Now, the number of floors between the floors on which V and P live should be 2. That is, the 3rd floor and the 4th floor. So the answer for the given question should be 2. There are 2 floors between the floors on which V and P live. Remember, in a hurry, generally people go wrong in answering this question. They misunderstand that the number of floors between V and P are 3, as there are 3 persons between V and P. But the question here says the number of floors between the floors on which V and P live. So V is on 2nd floor and P is on 5th floor. So the number of floors between them are only 2, that is 3rd floor and 4th floor. So be careful while answering these type of questions. The second question here is, 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way based on the arrangement, and thus they form a group. Which is the one that does not belong to the group? So as we can see, 5 options have been given, and out of these 5 options we need to find out the one that does not belong to the group of the remaining 4. So in the first case here, you can see W, T, S, P and Q are given. Now if you try to look at the arrangement, W lives on 3rd floor, second option T lives on 1st floor, the third option S lives on 4th floor, P is on 5th floor and Q is on 7th floor. So if you observe, the person W lives on 3rd floor, the person T lives on 1st floor, S lives on 4th floor, P is on 5th floor and the person Q is on 7th floor. So if we try to find out the odd one out, that has to be the third option S. As you can see, all the remaining floors are odd in nature, whereas the floor on which S lives is an even number floor. So the answer here has to be third option S. The next set of options here is T on 2nd floor, R on 7th floor, V on 3rd floor, S on 5th floor and Q on 6th floor. So from these 5 options, 4 are alike in a certain way and we need to find out the 5th one. Now the first option is T on 2nd floor, but from the arrangement we know that T is on first floor. So the actual floor of T is floor 1. R on 7th floor, but from the arrangement R is actually on 6th floor. V on 3rd floor, but from the arrangement we can see V is on 2nd floor. The person S on 5th floor, but from the arrangement we know that S is on 4th floor. And the last option is Q on 6th floor, but we can see that Q is on 7th floor. So if you try to observe, the person T is actually on 1st floor, but the option says 2nd floor. Similarly, R, who actually stays on 6th floor, has been given as 7th floor. V, who stays on 2nd floor, is given as staying on 3rd floor. S, who stays on 4th floor, here has been mentioned 5th floor. And the last person Q, who actually stays on 7th floor, has been given as 6th floor. If you observe, all the first 4 persons have been shifted by 1 floor on top. That is, first floor becomes 2nd, 6th becomes 7th, 2nd becomes 3rd, 4th becomes 5th. But the person Q has been shifted on the down floor. That is, he actually stays on 7th floor, but now in the given option it is showing 6th floor. So we can say that the 5th option, that is Q on 6th floor, has to be the answer, because all the remaining persons have been shifted upwards, whereas Q has been shifted downwards. So the odd one out is option 5. So for these type of questions, you only need to make out the correct observation and find out the odd one out. There is no definite method to get the answer. Now the last question here is, if all the persons are made to live in alphabetical order from the bottommost floor to the topmost floor, that is, P lives on 1st floor, Q on 2nd floor, finally W lives on 7th floor, who would still live on the same floor as the original arrangement? So what we need to do here is arrange all the persons in alphabetical order. That is, P should be on 1st floor, Q on 2nd floor, then 3rd person R on 3rd floor, S on 4th floor, T on 5th floor, V on 6th floor, and W on 7th floor. And we need to find out who would still live on the same floor as the original arrangement. Now if you compare here, as per the alphabetical order, P is on 1st floor, but as per the arrangement, P is on 5th floor. So P cannot be the answer. Q, as per the alphabetical order, should be on 2nd floor, but as per the arrangement, he is on 7th floor. So even Q cannot be the answer. R in alphabetical order is on 3rd floor, but in the arrangement R is on 6th floor. So even this gets cancelled. S, as per the alphabetical order, is on 4th floor, and as per the arrangement also, S stays on 4th floor. So this is the person who stays on the same floor as the original arrangement. So our answer for question number 3 has to be S. So friends, as you can see here, these type of typical questions can be answered simply by comparing with the correct arrangement. That's all from linear arrangements. See you in the next session. Thank you.